Thanks for downloading this template, and there is a quick guide so you can set up the automation that will automatically get your book information. So the first step you need to complete, you need to add the template to your Notion workspace, and when it's done, it should appear here. So you see the template itself, it's a main folder with subpages, and the subpages you have the My Bookshelf, which is basically the view of the books. You have the database that it contains all your books. So in this, for this demo, I created some books already with their ISBN, which is the key we use to get the book information. And you see the rest of the information is empty. If I open one, you see it's still empty. We don't have any cover. We don't have any information whatsoever on the book. And the purpose of the automation will be to automatically get this. You have the guide page that you can follow with step by step about what to do to set up the automation. And finally, you have one last page that is used to log information. Every time you get the automation running, it should enter an entry here. All right, so let's start. So the first step you have to complete to set up the automation happens in Notion. And you have to authorize basically Make, which is the solution we use to run the automation. You need to authorize this software to access your bookshelf template. So to do this, you simply have to create a connection. So there are a couple of ways to do it. You can either click here and go to Connection, and then Manage Connection. That opens this model. And here you can simply click on Develop or Manage Integration here. And we can create a new one. So let's create a new integration. Let's give it a name. So Make. The associated workspace is your workspace, and it should be internal. Save. Then we can click here on the settings. So something important here, you have to so when you create a connection, you get a secret key, and you need to copy it because you will need it sometime later on Make. So let's copy it, and then we need to define which page Make will be able to access. In our case, we want to select the template, and that's done on Notion side. So now if I go back to Notion, and I open the bookshelf template, you see that now if I look at the connection, now there is one. And it's the one we just created. So Make can read, insert, and update the content. That's done for Notion. Next, you have to go to Make. So you need to create an account for this. There is the links in the guide. And once you're logged in, you just have to create a scenario. And to make it very easy for you, there is a blueprint you can import. So import the blueprint, you choose the file, and the file to use is called scenario blueprint getbooklog.json. So it's either, there is a link in the guideline, or it was attached to the zip file you downloaded with the template. So simply open it and save, and it will load the scenario. So these are the different steps that needs to be completed to get the book information. So the first step is about looking at the new books that have been added to the database. The second is to make a call to get the book information, format the answer that we got from the server, and then update the book information inside Notion and set up the cover of the books, and then add a log entry so we know what's done. So we have let's say the blueprint of the automation. Now what we have to do is to configure each of these modules so they work properly with your own template. So let's start with the first module, this one. And first we need to create a connection. So you click on create a connection, you select it's an internal connection. Let's give it a name we can remember, so Notion 2025. And then here you have to paste the secret key you got from Notion in the step before. So that's how it looks. And when you click save, it will create the connection. Okay. Next step, you have to change the database ID because your template doesn't have the same ID than mine. So to do that, you use the search and you simply have to type book database to look for the database with this name and automatically get its ID. So it's search and bim, it's added. And you can, when you prompt it choose where to start, you can, so let's do all for now. So the first module is configured. Let's go to the next one. So this one, you don't have to touch anything. This one, nothing at all. This one, so you need to configure it. So shows your account, you can select the connection you created on the step before. And database, we need to search the same database. We want to update the book database. So it finds the database and you see all the rest is already pre-completed. You don't have to do anything. It's just that. You can save. And then there is one, the next step is about configuring this to set up the book cover. So you have to go here, create a keychain. You can keep it this name. The key here is the same as we use for the Notion. You got it from Notion. So this is the same value. And the parameter name needs to be changed to autorization. Don't make typo mistake, it's important. And we save. And finally, we have to set up the database that will be used to store the logs. So we select the same. And here again, we do a search. And this time we search by template automation tracking, which is the name of the database. And now we can save. So everything seems to be fine. I'm just gonna save the whole scenario. It seems to be okay. And then I will click on run once and we're gonna see what's happening. So it starts to run. Step, step, step. Okay, it seems to be working fine. Let's go back to the Notion template and see the book information automatically being fetched. So you see, as the automation works, the book gets updated. So there may be there is a limitation here. If the book doesn't exist on the Google Books API, then we won't be able to get the information, obviously, and you will have to complete them manually. So you see pretty much all my books are getting properly fetched. So we got everything there. We got the ratings, the pages, the number of pages, the publisher name, and the last date of the API update. And that's pretty much how it works. So back to make. So there are here a couple of options you can use to set up the scenario. So you can either run the scenario manually after you add some books or some ISBN, or you can also click here and decide to, if you're not in a rush, you can decide to run it at regular interval. So maybe once a day, it's not too bad. And what's gonna happen if you do this once a day at the time you define, the scenario will be triggered, meaning we're gonna start with this one. We're gonna look at the database and see if we have new books there. And if there are some new books, then we will proceed with the workflow and update them and also the log. That's all. Thanks for watching.